Hey everybody, for those of you who don't know me personally, my name is Miles Bosworth, and I'm here to talk to you today about breaking free from your financial shackles in your PJs. Yeah, you can't take yourself too seriously, so I'm not wearing like a suit or something. I hate doing that. Anyway, that being said, I have done my homework a little bit, and hopefully I can share some things with you that'll help you with your life. So, first things first, I don't think it's any secret that at this time in the world, more and more people are experiencing severe financial problems. There's a variety of reasons for that. I've spent the better part of my adult life studying that subject, and recently I came across something pretty incredible, and the more I've learned about it, before we get into that, first things first, I want to take a look and kind of bring this all into focus. So, how does the greater economy impact your life personally? How does that happen? When we talk, you hear people talking about the GDP, and we talk about interest rates, we talk about all these big subjects, all these big abstract subjects, but what does that come down to in the concrete nature of your day-to-day life? And so that's the first subject of this little 3-part video series. So we'll just jump right in. I think it's pretty easy to see for most of us that we are burdened with all kinds of expenses on a daily, weekly, but let's stick around with the monthly basis. First things first, we've got your normal bills. You got a rent or a mortgage you got to pay. You got to keep the lights on. If you're going to be doing anything on the internet, you need the internet. Cell phone bill. You got to have food, gas, so on and so forth, right? These are all burdens. These are financial burdens that you have to carry around with you. Okay, so here is a person. Let's say me, right? All right, and there I am, and I'm not very happy. Why am I not happy in this picture? Well, the reason I'm not happy is because I'm carrying around the same kind of burden that everyone else is, right? What are we carrying around? Mountains of boulders of debt. Whether it's bills you owe, or it's student loan debt, or medical bills, or whatever. And this stuff is heavy. Alright, so it's heavy. Well, what does that mean? I need some legs. So what does that mean in your life, okay? How does this affect you on your day-to-day basis? Well, first things first, all these burdens are financial burdens. So what do you end up doing to cope with those financial burdens? Right? Well, of course, you're going to go to work and get a job. You may get a job in your chosen field. You may not get a job in your chosen field. Most people I know are not working one job, but they're working 2, 3, 4, 5, however many jobs they can get. And somehow or another, it seems to not be adding up, right? Almost everyone I know is struggling in one way or another to make ends meet. Maybe they're paying their bills really well, but they have no energy and no time. And so they're not really, I heard this once. They are not working to live, they end up living to work. Or maybe the other way around. Whatever the case is, your whole life becomes just trying to carry this burden. And in my life personally, it made me very immobile. I have been unable to see most of my family throughout my life because I can't afford to go see them. For a long time, I couldn't afford to go take time off of work. I couldn't afford to travel. And so the real world impact that's had on my life is that I have missed out on irreplaceable time with my family and friends across the country. So there's that. There's losing sleep. There's the stress it puts on your body. There's not having time to pursue your passions or spend time with your children or your family and friends. And that's what the real world impact is of having to carry this burden around with you all the time. And I don't think it has to be that way. I don't think it was ever intended to be that way. I hear a lot of people who are a little older than me, they talk about how things used to be. They talk about how, when I was a kid, all you had to do was go to school, you'd get a college degree, you'd get a job, and you'd work, and you'd buy a house, you'd get some equity, you'd save up, you'd invest a little bit, have a retirement, and it worked just fine. And a lot of these people in the older generations are looking at our generations and they're saying, well, what's wrong with you guys, man? Just get out there and work a little bit. And on the surface, that doesn't seem like such a bad idea. But the problem is that the larger economic environment that we all live in complicates that quite a bit. One of the main things, for instance, is you've got 10 jobs to go around and 100 people competing for those jobs, where maybe you used to have 10 jobs and 50 people competing. And what that does is it drives down the value of the wages. People complain about low wages. Well, it's because there's so many people looking for a job that these companies don't have to pay very much. It doesn't even make sense for them to pay much because there's so many people competing for the job. This is simple supply and demand stuff that you're going to be taught in your economics class in high school. All right, so now you're in the system. You might have a mountain of student loan debt. That might be a big part of this. You might have a mortgage. You might have, I don't know, whatever you have. But now what? What do you do? How do you break free of that and still tend to your responsibilities and pursue a life that's in some way gratifying to you, right? That's the big question. How do I do this? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in the next video. I want to talk about Market America and Shop.com. I came across this maybe 2 months ago. I was really skeptical. I had a lot of questions, and for one of the first times in my life, the more questions I asked, the better the answers got. And that's what I'm excited to share with you. So stay tuned for the next video, and we're going to go ahead and get into phase 1 of how I like to implement this in my life and how I can help other people implement it into theirs.